So, good morning everybody and welcome to our Wednesday morning yoga session. So, Zoe is in, that's good, cool. So, somebody else is trying to get in. We're going to start off lying down on our backs. So, if you want to just bring yourself down onto your back, you're going to lie with your knees bent, feet about hips width apart, and just make sure that your feet are parallel. Just going to roll down through the spine, coming down, have a little wiggle in your shoulders, maybe roll your head from side to side. And you're just going to bring your right hand, place it on your belly, and then your left hand, place that on the left side of your chest in the region of your heart. Closing your eyes and just feeling at first that gentle pressure, that contact of your body against the earth. Feeling supported and held. And maybe scanning down through your body, perhaps starting at the top of your head and just drawing your awareness down through the body, the muscles of the face, down into the neck and the shoulders. If you notice any areas where you feel as though you're holding, then just letting go. Bringing your awareness down through the torso, into the hips, the thighs, the knees. Just quite quickly scanning all the way down to the ankles and the feet, all the way to the tips of your toes. And as you do this, as you come down out of your head and into your body, you become more aware of what's going on in the body. Perhaps already you've become more aware of your breathing. At this stage, we're not trying to change the breath or breathe in a special or different way. We're just observing the breath. Smooth inhale, slow, steady exhalation. Remember, the breath is like the thread that sews the mind and the physical body together into the same place. Keeping us steady, keeping us present with whatever is going on around us. It's going to take a couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, it's going to release your hands down onto the floor by the side of your hips. So just resting the hands down. And then on an inhalation, just going to float the hands away from the floor and slowly, slowly reach the arms over behind your head. And the hands touch the floor behind your head. Just pause, wait for the inhalation, for the exhalation. And as you exhale, just slowly follow the breath to bring the hands down by the side of the hips. And at the end of the out-breath, again, maybe you notice a pause. The movement reflects that pause, and on the next inhale, the arms float up. Just reaching the arms over behind the head. Continuing in this way for a couple more breaths. Just allowing your mind to drop into that little pause at the end of the exhale and at the end of the inhale. That's where the magic happens. Good. And so the next time you've got your arms extended over behind your head, you're going to leave your arms in that position. Pause there for a moment and then just slide your right leg out along the mat. Slide your left leg out along the mat. We're just going to have a lovely morning stretch here. So inhale, stretch your right arm and your right leg, keeping your hand and your foot on the floor. Just lengthen through the side of your body. And then exhale and release. Inhale, stretch the left arm and the left leg along the floor. And then exhale and release. Opposite, stretching your right arm and your left leg.
exhale to release. Breathing in, stretching the left arm and the right leg. And exhale to release. So in this lovely full stretch, what we're going to do now is we're going to walk the hands over to the right. Just little steps. I've got loads of clutter around my head here. So just walking your hands across to your right. So you're kind of banana-ing your torso. When you've got as far as you think you can, just wriggle and jiggle through your shoulders. And then you're going to stack your left hand on top of your right hand. Left shoulder stays heavy. You're going to push out through your left heel, so you get a lovely feeling of opening up through that left side of your body. Nice deep breaths. And then we're just going to wriggle and jiggle our way back to the center. And just walking your hands over to the left. And start to shuffle your shoulders across as well when you've gone as far as you can. Just placing your right hand on top of your left hand. Pushing out through your right heel. Taking some lovely deep breaths down through the side body, opening into the side ribs. So we spoke yesterday about how important it is to breathe into the whole of the lungs, not just into the top of the lungs, into the chest. Let's wriggle back to center. And what we're going to do from here is just bring the knees in. You can bring one knee at a time or both knees together, and you're just going to bring your arms down onto your legs and just hug the knees into your chest. Rocking from side to side. Lovely. And then place your hands down on the floor. We're going to keep the knees into the chest like this. As you inhale, you're going to take your arms up and extend your legs into the air. Arms reach overhead. As you exhale, lower the arms and just let your knees bend so your heels drop down by your bum. Inhale, reaching up, lengthening. And then exhale, lower the arms and the knees bend. Stay engaged through your core as you work here. So engaging through your bandhas, mula bandha, pelvic floor lifting, uddiyana bandha, feeling of lifting the lower belly in and up behind the navel. Now we can take this a little bit further if you want to. On this exhalation, you can curl your head and shoulders away from the floor and reach beyond your toes. Keep pulling down through your belly. Inhaling, the legs extend and the arms reach overhead. And then exhaling, curling up. And inhale, reaching the arms, extending the legs. Let's do that 2 more times. And exhale. And then we're going to lower back down. So your legs extend, but just keep your arms straight up in the air. Give your legs a shake, give your arms a shake. So like Katie said, the best impression of a dying fly. It's good to get the lymph moving. See, you've been lying down all night. You just have a good shake out. And then hug your knees and have a little rock from side to side. And we're just going to bring the left foot down to the floor. Keep the right knee in. And let's just hold behind the right thigh. Interlace your fingers behind your thigh. Extend your right leg up. Doesn't matter if it's not completely straight. We're just going to circle the right ankle round the opposite way. And then flex and point your toes. Keeping your foot now in that flex position, so you're reaching up through your heel, you're pressing the back of your thigh into your hands, engaging through the quadricep muscles in the front of your leg. And if that feels like enough of a stretch, then stay as you are. If you want more of a stretch, slide your left leg out along the floor, pushing your way through your left heel. And we could stay in that position, or if you wish to, you could slide your hands up the back of your leg and maybe raise your head towards your knee. But if that feels too much, then just stay with your head and shoulders down on the mat. Let's exhale to release down. Hug the right knee in, bring your right arm out at shoulder height, and just use your left hand to guide your right knee across your body into a lovely little twist. Gazing towards the right hand, nice, slow, deep, even breaths. Good. And then roll back to centre. Bring both knees into your chest. Little rock from side to side. And then we'll pop both feet down. Hips width apart, knees bent to start. And we'll bring the left knee in. Just give your left knee a little hug. Taking your hands behind your left thigh. Interlace your fingers. And just take that leg up. And take a nice little circle round with your ankle. Again, it's great to get the lymph moving in the morning. Go around the other way. And you might want to stay here, or you might want to extend your right leg away. Just listen to your body. And just flexing up, pointing the toes, flexing and pointing. And then we'll hold that flex position, pushing up through the heel. Press the back of your thigh into your hands, so you're opening up through the back of that left knee. Heel reaching up on the inhalation, hip grounding into the earth as you exhale. And just ask yourself, does it feel the same on this side? Does it feel tighter? Do you want to curl your head up towards your knee, or do you want to stay down in this position? Listen to your body. And if you want to go up, then sliding the hands up, back the leg, maybe raising the head, or maybe staying down. Your choice. And on an out breath, let's bring that left knee into the chest. Left hand extends out at shoulder height, right hand to the outside of the knee. And just use your hand to guide your leg across. Head turns to the left. Lovely deep breaths here. Feel like you're breathing into your left lung. And we'll take another breath in. And on an exhalation, rolling back onto your back, knees coming towards your chest, little rock from side to side. And then you're just going to roll over onto your right hand side and bring yourself up. Let's come around onto our hands and knees. So just moving around onto all fours and positioning yourself so that your hands are shoulders width apart. Your knees are hips width apart, bumps engaged, so you're drawing in and up through the pelvic floor, through the lower belly. And then we're just going to exhale as we sit back onto the heels. Lovely feeling of lengthening out through the spine. Let your head drop down between your arms, so your forehead is resting on the ground. Breathe into the back of your lungs, into the back of your chest, and feel the muscles between the back ribs opening, that sense of lightness, of buoyancy in the back of the chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, just feel like your spine is somehow lengthening. On the next inhalation, we're just going to rise up to the hands and knees. And as you exhale, sink back onto the heels, lovely long spine. Rising on the inhale. And sinking back and down as you exhale. Movement follows the breath. Again, respect that little pause between the inhale and the exhale. Let your movement reflect that pause. And the next time you're up on your hands and knees, let's stay on the hands and knees. Let's start to work in our cat's pose. We're going to exhale, rounding the back. Tailbone curls under, hands press forward as the head drops down. And on the inhale, your heart draws forward, front body lengthens, opening through the belly. Exhaling, rounding. Again, pressing the hands forward helps you to get right into that space between your shoulder blades. As you inhale, draw the heart forward. Feel like you're trying to pull your hands back towards your knees. Good. Follow your breath. And then let's find a neutral position. We're going to take the right leg out behind. Extend back through your right leg. Raise your right leg to shoulder to the same height as your hip. Good. And just check that you're in a nice straight line there. So your pelvis is level. You could balance a glass of water on the back of your pelvis. And then we're going to extend forward through the left arm. Pause for a moment, navel to spine. And then as you exhale, pull your arm back, curl your knee into your nose. Inhale, reaching out. Exhale, drawing in. Again, inhale, reaching out. Exhale, drawing in. This time we're going to hold that position, leg extends back, the arm extends forward. If it's too strong, if it's too much for your wrist, just put that left hand on the floor if you need to. Good. And then place the left hand down, place your knee down. Let's extend the left leg back, press back through the left heel. We're going to raise the left leg to the same height as the hip. Make sure that your pelvis stays perfectly level, you're not letting the hips twist. And then we'll extend the right arm out in front. Follow your breath. We're going to exhale, curl your knee in, draw your arm back. Inhale, reaching out and lengthening. Exhale, drawing in. Inhale, opening up. Really feel the strength in your core. Exhale. And inhale. This time just hold it there. Grounding through that left hand into the mat. Feel the strength. Good. And pop your right hand down. Bring your left knee down. And we're going to come into our plank position. So slide the right leg back again. Push back through your heels. Slide the left leg back to join it. So you're in a straight line. Make sure you've not got your bum stuck in the air. You're not letting your hips collapse down. You've got a strong line of energy all the way through the body. If at any point this is too much, just put your knees on the floor. Okay, so we're drawing the lower ribs in. And we're going to exhale, we're going to bring the right knee towards the nose. We're going to inhale, take it back, keep your foot off the floor. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, take it back. One more time with the right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, take it back, pop it down. Feet are hips width apart. Let's just rest in between sides, knees to the floor. And sit back onto your heels, lovely stretch. Good. I'm going to drop the elbows and circle your wrists if your wrists are a bit tired. And then let's come back up. So up onto all fours, slide your right leg back, slide your left leg back, coming into your plank. Draw the lower ribs in. I'm going to raise the left foot, inhale. Exhale, curl your left knee to your nose. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Well done. Take your leg back, pop your foot down, knees to the floor, and just sit back onto your heels. Get a nice stretch out through the shoulders. And then we're going to make our way from here into downward facing dog. Inhale to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under. Lift the knees off the floor. Send your belly back towards your thighs to get that beautiful feeling of lengthening your spine. And continue to press the sit bones skyward as you attempt to straighten the legs out just a little bit. So while we're first here, let's just walk out the legs, bending one knee and then the other. Let your hips kind of sway from side to side. Good. Now what we can do here is take what we did in our plank position a stage further. Just pop down onto your knees for a moment, have a little rest. I'll show you first what we're going to do. So you're going to inhale, take your right leg high into the air. And then as you exhale, you're going to come forward towards that plank and bring your knee forward in between your hands. You inhale, you take your leg up, and you exhale as you come forward. If that's all a bit much, just stay on your knees and work here again. Extend the leg back and curl your knee in. Or rest in child's pose. Do what feels right. Okay, so we'll do that 3 times on each leg if it feels okay. Let's tuck the toes. Let's press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, forwards towards your plank. Inhale, reaching back up through your downward facing dog. Exhale, coming forward. Well done. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Come back into downward facing dog.
Stretch out through your back, just drop your knees to the floor. Let's rest down into child's pose just for a moment. Give your wrists and your elbows a little bit of time to recover. And we'll go last time now with the left leg. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, toes to under, pressing back, downward facing dog. Let's inhale as we raise the left leg high. Use your core, exhale through into your plank. Inhale, reaching up and back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, draw those lower ribs in. Exhale, well done. Last time, inhale, the leg reaches up. Exhale, your foot down to the mat. And then from here, let's just walk the feet forward, little steps. Walk the hands back until you find yourself in a standing forward fold. You've got your knees bent, you've got your belly on your thighs, and you're just going to shake any tension out of your shoulders. Shake out your shoulders, shake out your head. Deep breath in through your nose, and a big sigh out through your mouth. And then roll up to standing, slowly, slowly. Bringing yourself all the way up. Let me just shift my camera position. There we go. Okay, so standing nice and tall. We're just going to take a couple of half sun salutations here. So feet are parallel, little distance apart. You're going to bring your hands together at the center of your chest. And before we begin, just closing your eyes. Closing your eyes and just noticing your breath, noticing the rhythm of your heartbeat, feeling present, feeling steady. If you got a bit racy with that movement in downward facing dog, slow yourself down inside. And then we'll open the eyes and we'll inhale as we float the arms up, lifting the chin, look up at your hands. Exhale, bend the knees, folding forward so you lie down onto your thighs. You're going to take hold around the ankles. Draw your chest forward as you inhale, sitting bones lift. And as you exhale, fold in half. Bend the knees, open the arms to the side, the shoulder blades squeeze together as we reach all the way up. And then exhale, and the hands come back to the heart. Namaste, let's go again. Inhale, arms float up, lift the chin and look up. Exhale, folding forward over the thighs. Let's grab hold around the ankles, draw the chest long as you inhale, the back of the neck long. Exhale, fold in half. And the knees bend, the arms open, squeeze the shoulder blades together as you inhale and come up. So really working the muscles at the back. And then exhale to bring the hands down. Last time in your own time with your own breath. Those of you who were in class last week, see if you can recreate that ujjayi sound to your breath, just listening to the sound like distant waves carrying you through. Beautiful. And we'll all finish at a slightly different time, and that's just fine. When you do finish, just pause for a moment with your hands at your heart. And then when you're ready, open the eyes and just relax the arms. Let's circle the shoulders as we stand here. Maybe have the feet slightly wider apart now, that hips width apart. And just circling your shoulders back and down. Good. And then relax the shoulders. Just take your right ear down towards your right shoulder. Imagine you've got a really heavy bag of shopping in your left hand and your left shoulder is being drawn down. If you wanted to, you could drape the right hand, the fingertips, just touch the left ear, lovely stretch through the side of the neck. And then release that, raise your head back up. And you swap your bag of shopping into your right hand and the right shoulder is heavy as the head drops to the left. you might just want to drape your arm over so the left fingertips are touching the right ear. Feel that stretch down through the shoulder, through the side of the neck. And then release. Raise the head up. Bring your shoulders up by your ears and just roll across the back of your shoulders from side to side. Just kind of shrugging the shoulders up as you do this. Massaging the tension away. Lovely. And then come back to the middle. Raise your head and just let your shoulders go. Give them a shake out. We're going to circle the shoulders backwards again. This time what we're going to do is bring the hands behind the back and interlace your fingers together. So lock the fingers together and then stretch your hands down beyond your tailbone. There's a real tendency when you do this to kind of flare out through your front ribs. So try not to. Try to drop your tailbone down. Draw the front ribs into the body so you stay nice and centered. Your heart is over your hips. Good. And if you're quite flexible in the shoulders, you might even want to start to lift the hands away behind you. Lovely, opening underneath the collarbones, breathe into it. And then we can take that maybe a stage further, bending the knees, hinging at the hips as we fold forward. We're going to reach the arms way up into the air. Let your head hang down. Eventually the weight of your arms will carry you further into that forward fold. See how it is if you shift your weight a little bit into the front of your feet. And then bend your knees. And as though someone was pulling you by your hands, inhale and come all the way up. Relax the arms and just circle your shoulders backwards. Okay, we're going to use the length of the mat. So standing towards the short edge of your mat. And what you're going to do here is keep your right foot where it is and step your left foot back behind you. Don't step too far. If you step too far, your hips will twist. So you want to feel like your right hip is drawing back, your left hip is rolling forwards a little bit. So you're nice and square with that front edge of your mat. And your feet, rather than having one foot behind the other like you're on a tightrope, you want to have your feet kind of hips width apart like you're standing on tram tracks. And then all we're going to do is just look down at the right knee. Just make sure that your right knee follows your middle toe. Just bend your knee to bring your knee over your ankle. Good. Inhale, straighten your leg. And then exhale as you bend through your knee. Let's add the arms in here. Excuse me. And we're going to bend the front knee. We're going to inhale. The arms reach up, draw your thumbs back. And then exhale, lower the arms down as you straighten your leg. Pubic bone to navel as you breathe in, lift up. As you breathe out, lower back down. Inhale again, reach the arms up, front knee bends. Exhale, straighten your leg as you lower the arms. This time we're going to stay in that position, breathing in. Front knee bends, the arms reach up. And then imagine that you're climbing that rope again. Inhale, reach up through your left hand. Exhale, soften the shoulder. Inhale, reach up through your right hand. Exhale, soften. And again, inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, release. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale. And then relax the arms down and step your back foot forward. Feet hips width apart. Just have a little wriggle out between sides. And you're going to step back through your right foot. Make sure your hips stay square with the front edge of your mat. Make sure when you bend your left knee that your knee follows your middle toe. And we're going to breathe in, front knee bends, the arms reach overhead. Exhale, lower the arms down. Breathing in, keep lifting your pubic bone towards your navel just to iron out that crease in the lumbar spine. You want to keep the spine nice and long. Exhale, lower the hands down. Breathing in, the arms reach up again. Make sure that knee's following the middle toe. Exhale. This time we're going to hold it there. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, soften the shoulders, and then we're going to breathe in, reach up through the right side, lovely opening through the psoas and through the front of that right hip. Exhale, soften. Inhale, reach up through the left. Exhale, inhale, extend through the right. Exhale, and inhale, extend through the left. And exhale, release your hands down, step your back foot forward. And again, just give yourself a little wiggle and jiggle. And then we're going to come into Parsvottanasana, standing forward fold. So in the same way, the right foot stays where it is, the left foot steps back. Two things we can do here. You can either hold onto your elbows behind you like this, or if you're more flexible, you can bring the palms of your hands together into reverse Namaste. Don't do that if it's a struggle for your wrists. We're going to breathe in, we're going to lift the chest and look up. We're going to breathe out, bend your front knee to start with, bring your belly to your thigh, your ribs to your thigh, your chest to your thigh, and look down at your big toe. And some of you will be able to straighten that right leg now. So it's more important to straighten the leg than it is to get all the way down. Don't worry if you're not all the way down. Your spine can be parallel to the floor. But in this variation, let's just try and keep that front leg straight and strong. Well done. And then bend through the front knee, push through your foot and inhale and come up. Release the arms, maybe circle your wrists and step your back foot forward. Feet hips width apart, we'll do that on the other side. So stepping back with the right foot, hips stay square to the short edge of the mat. Roll the shoulders back. We can either take the elbows or come to reverse prayer position. Lift the chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, bend the front knee just to ensure that you are hinging from your hips. Feel the crown of your head moving forward. And feel that left sitting bone pressing back. If you can, straighten out the left leg. Feel that you're gripping the muscles of your left thigh into your bones, really strong in that front leg. And breathe. Well done. And you're going to bend into that front knee. Push through your heel. Inhale, come all the way up. Relax, release the arms. Step your back foot forward and give yourself a little shake out. So depending on the flexibility in your hamstrings, you may or may not want to grab yourself a block right now. So we're going to just take that last position on the stage further, bring it into a nice variation of our twisting triangle. So starting with your feet hips width apart. If you're going to use a block, you're going to have it on the outside. So you're going to have it just by your left foot. And then you're going to step your left foot back. So we'll start by coming into our warrior pose. Bend your right knee. Inhale, reach your arms up by the side of your ears. Pause for a moment there, full of life, energy and vitality, reaching your fingers to the sky. And then as you exhale, sweep the arms out to the side, belly to thighs, ribs to thighs, chest to thighs. Bring your fingertips to the floor, either side of that front foot. Your right sitting bone is pushing back. Your left hip is still rolling forward. Now you can keep your left hand on the floor or your left hand on a block if you're using one. And I want you to imagine that you've got a zip of the outside seam of your right leg. And you're going to draw your fingers up the outside of that right leg until your hand comes to your hip. Roll your right shoulder back. Roll your right ribs back. Roll your left ribs under. And you could stay there. Or if it feels better, you could take your right arm up, lifting the gaze of the eyes to look up to your right hand thumb. If that's too much for your neck, you could just look forward, maybe even look down at the floor. Beautiful. Stay with it. Let's bring that top hand down to the mat. We're just going to step the back foot forward and we're going to roll up from there. Nice and easy. Back to standing. Wriggle out through the shoulders. Left foot stays where it is, right foot steps back. Just make sure you're still on your train tracks, you've not stacked the feet behind each other. I'm going to bend into that left knee. Left knee follows the middle toe, the arms reach up either side of the ears. Feel that length through the sides of your waist. And on an exhalation, we're going to take the arms wide. We're going to lie down over that front leg. Your choice. You can keep your front knee bent, or you can straighten out your leg if that feels okay. I'm going to have the right hand on the floor or on a block, and you're going to just bring the fingertips of your left hand up the outside of your left leg to place your hand onto your lower back. Rolling the left shoulder back, rolling the right ribs under. And you could choose to take that left arm up into the air, or you might want to keep your hand down on your lower back. Stay with your breath. And then slowly exhale. Bring that hand down to the ground, step your back foot forward and roll up into a standing position. Little circle in your shoulders. Lovely. Now we're going to come down to the ground from here. So palms of the hands together. Let's inhale as we take the arms up. Lift your chin, look up at your hands. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forwards. Just a nice gentle vinyasa flow to bring us down to the earth. Step your right foot back. Place your hands flat on the floor. Step your left foot back. Come briefly into downward facing dog. Lifting through the hips, lengthening through the spine. And then drop your knees to the mat. Bring your feet flat and just sit back into child's pose. Hands come back by the feet. Your forehead comes down to the floor. And just have a moment here to kind of absorb the effects of your standing practice. Notice how your body feels, what's changed, what's shifted in your body. And then we're going to slide the arms out in front. So we're going to do a little bit of work in pigeon pose. So for this, let me just turn around. You'll be able to see a little bit better. Okay, so for this, you're going to reach your arms out in front. We're going to come onto our hands and knees to start with. And you're just going to bring your right knee forward in between your thumbs. So your foot comes across and your heel lines up behind your left wrist like this. And then you're going to just slide the right leg back. So coming into that pigeon pose. Top of your back foot is on the floor. Just turning your chest to face forwards. And the first thing we're going to do is just to try and lift and lengthen through the front body. So you're just pressing the fingers down. If you're really flexible, you could bring your hands back. I quite like to sometimes do this even with my hands on blocks, just so I get even more of an opening. So just lifting and lengthening from your pubic bone to your navel, from your navel to your chest, from your chest to the base of your throat. Good. And then we're going to fold forward, completely different feeling, lengthening down. You can come down onto your forearms, or if that feels okay, you could fold your arms, rest your forehead on your folded arms, or maybe even extend your arms all the way out in front. Couple more breaths here, just tuning into the sound of the breath. And then walk your hands back. You're going to bring your hands either side of that right knee. And we're going to tuck the toes under and just slide back onto all fours. You might even want to sit back onto your heels just to lengthen out your spine. And then let's do that on the left side. So we come to hands and knees, and then we slide the left knee in between the thumbs. Your left heel lines up behind your right wrist. And then from there, you're just going to slide your left leg back. Draw your heart forwards, lengthen through your front body. And just make sure that you're not shrugging your shoulders up into your neck like this. So draw the shoulders down as you lengthen through the chest. Good. Couple more breaths. And then we'll come forward into that kind of sleeping pigeon pose. So just laying your body down and bring the arms forward, maybe rest on your forearms, or you could fold your arms, make a pillow, or you can extend the arms forward. Just do what works for you. And then slowly, slowly bring your hands back. We're going to come back up onto our hands and knees. So just sliding that left knee back. Now we're going to come into pigeon pose again on each side. This time, I'll give you the option, if you want to, of coming into pigeon pose from downward facing dog. So it's a little bit more involved. I'll just show you first of all. You lift up through the hips, you lengthen through the spine. Just like you usually do for a lunge, you inhale and take one leg high into the air. As you exhale, you bend your knee and you just slide your knee forward. Again, your foot is behind your opposite wrist. So if you just bring yourself into this position, either through downward dog or just from your hands and knees, and then let your hips slide back, lift up and lengthen through the front of your body. Good. And then what we're going to do is I want you to sit down onto the right side of your bum. Sitting down onto the right side of your bum, you're going to sweep your left leg around. I'm going to turn to face towards you. I'm just going to swap legs as well, so I'm mirroring you. You're going to cross that left leg over your right knee. So you're sat nice and tall. Now you may need a block under your bum here. If you feel like you've not got both sides of your bum evenly on the floor, then you can just pop a block there. And we're just going to take a gentle twist. So your left hand comes behind your back, your right hand comes to the outside of your knee, or maybe your elbow to the outside of your knee, and you're going to gaze back over your shoulder. Every time you breathe in, you grow a little taller through your spine. Every time you breathe out, just see if you can twist a little bit further. Lovely. And then we come back to the front. Okay, so what you're going to do here is you're going to take that top leg and you're just going to sweep it back behind you. So you end up back in your pigeon pose. So back here. And then you can press with your hands and either come back to your hands and knees or all the way back into downward facing dog. Lengthening out through your spine. We do the same thing on the other side. We inhale and the left leg lifts up high. We exhale, bend the knee, and then sweep that left knee in between your thumbs. Your heel lines up with your right wrist, and you're going to sit down onto the left side of your bum, and you're going to sweep your right leg around on top. Sitting nice and tall through your spine. Again, do use a block under your hips if you need to here. And we're just going to take the right hand around behind the back, left arm wraps around the knee. So a bit of compression into the belly here. It's really nice for massaging through the digestive system, putting a little bit of pressure into the liver as well, just to stimulate the function of the liver. Twisting poses are really good as well if you feel angry. So just working to release any feelings of anger and frustration through these twists. You can bring the elbow to the outside of the knee if you wish. Good. And then we're going to release to the front and we're just going to stretch the legs out. So extending your legs forward, sitting up on your sitting bones, and we're just going to come into a little gentle forward fold. As usual, if your hamstrings are very tight and it pulls on your back, you're going to bend your knees. You can even have a rolled up blanket or a cushion underneath the back of the thighs. And we're just going to inhale and take the arms up overhead, lengthen through your spine. And as you exhale, folding forward just as far as it's comfortable for you. Drag the hands back along the floor. Inhale, reach up and lengthen. And as you exhale, folding forward. Drag the hands back. Inhale, reach up, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, folding forward. This time stay in that position. Dropping the shoulders down away from the ears, breathing into the back of your chest.
We're working towards closing the practice, just feeling yourself really beginning to slow down inside as you come into this forward bend. Forward bends always have that feeling of introspective. You're kind of turning inward on yourself. I always feel like a snail disappearing back inside my shell, just having a little break from the world around. And then you're just going to roll up through a curved spine. I'm going to bend the knees, feet flat on the floor. Shift your bum a little bit closer to your heels, and then roll down through a curved spine, slowly, slowly onto your back. Use your hands if you need to. And once you're down, bring your knees into your chest. Have a little rock from side to side. Lovely. Okay, so here again is where you might want to use a block or a rolled up blanket. We're going to come into a supported bridge pose. So I've got my feet hips distance apart. I've got my block here to place underneath my hips. If you don't have a block, you can just do it without, it's fine. So you're going to curl your tailbone under. I'll just show you quickly. You're going to curl your tailbone under. You're going to lift up through your hips, and then you might want to place the block on its side like this, just for a low support, or if you're more flexible, you can take the block on its end, and you're just placing the block directly underneath your sacrum. If it feels like it's falling over, it's in the wrong place, and I'm not there, so I can't come and reposition your block for you. Just have to play around with it a little bit, but basically, if it feels like it's falling towards your feet, it's too close to your tailbone. If it's digging in your back, it's too high up. So you want to feel like the weight of your hips is just dropping straight down. And I quite like to take my arms over behind my head in that position. Just get a lovely feeling of opening out through the front of the pelvis. A lovely release in that psoas area as well, into the front of the hips. So your psoas muscle is where many of us store fear in the body. And at such uncertain times, you might feel that there's a lot of tension in that area. Breathe into it. Breathing down into the bowl of your pelvis, like you're scooping it out. Letting go and releasing anything that doesn't serve you well. Let's just take another 3 breaths. And then you can release your arms. If you took the arms up, you're going to come onto the tiptoes. So lift up onto the balls of your feet, lift your hips up, slide the block away, and just roll your spine down into the floor. Let's just bring the knees in towards the chest. Give your knees a little hug. Rock from side to side. You might want to bring your head up to your knees. And then release down. And then if you have got a block, just take it in between your knees and grip it tightly. So squeezing the block with your knees. Your arms come out at shoulder height. You're going to take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take both knees over towards your right elbow and your head turns to the left. Lovely deep breaths into the side ribs. Keep squeezing that block with both knees. Deep inhale. Exhale, pull back through the spine, come back to center, good. Inhale there, as you exhale, rolling the knees to the left elbow, turn the head to the right. Breathing deeply. Keep that right shoulder grounded if you can. And we'll take a breath in. As you exhale, pull your belly back to your spine as you roll back to center. And then just pop your feet back down onto the floor. So we're going to come into a little inversion now. If you've got a block or a folded blanket, you could use it underneath the hips. So not taking it high, just on its widest, flattest edge, underneath the back of the pelvis. And then just bringing the knees in towards your chest. and taking the legs up into a kind of supported candle pose. Have a little wriggle around on the block, make sure that you're comfortable. And remember, this isn't a stretch. It's not about stretching your hamstrings. It's an inversion. It's just to allow the legs to drain and to prepare us for our relaxation. So there shouldn't be a lot of effort going on here. You can let the legs really relax. You can let the knees bend like this if you want to. Let's just circle the feet. Try taking both feet in the same direction. And then round the other way. And then taking the feet in opposite directions. Round the other way. Maybe just shake out your legs again, get that lymph moving. And then just rest in that position. You could have your hands on your belly, you could take your arms over behind your head, just be in that shape. And slowly, slowly, let your knees bend, let your heels come down by your bum. And just taking one foot and then the other foot down to the ground. Bring the arms down, lift the hips off that block, and just bring your back down to rest on the floor. And you might want to take a moment to prepare yourself for a relaxation now. If you want to grab a blanket to throw over yourself or pop your socks on, just make sure that you'll be warm and comfortable. You could stay with your knees bent, or you could straighten your legs out into Shavasana. So be comfortable in whatever position you choose to be in. Turning your attention again to the contact that your body has with the earth. That gentle pressure down. And as you close your eyes, just becoming aware of your inner landscape. Variation in temperature through your body. The places that feel open and released. The places that maybe still feel as though they're holding. And when we lie in Shavasana at the end of the practice, you might find that there's a kind of pockets of energy, areas of your body that feel like they're really energized by the practice. And if you imagine as you lie here that you're using your breath to kind of smooth the energy out through your whole body. And the image that comes into my mind as I do this is kind of spreading butter onto warm toast. Kind of spreading out the lumps, those little clusters where the energy is gathered, and just allowing it to spread through your whole body, and for your whole body to just start to melt into the floor. Nowhere else to be, nothing else to do, no plans to be made. Just let yourself be here. One of the most important things to remember in this or any yoga practice is to always approach your practice with a sense of compassion. Yoga is not a punishment. It's learning to treat yourself with kindness. And there'll be things that your body will do easily and things that may be a struggle. And in this moment, as you rest here now, I'd like you, if you can, to just imagine that you're looking down on yourself, looking down at your body exactly as it is in this moment, and smiling down at yourself with kindness, with compassion, with acceptance, accepting yourself
exactly as you are in this moment. You are enough, exactly as you are. Namaste. When you're ready now, over the course of the next few breaths, just start to have a little bit of a wriggle and a stretch. Each inhalation a little bit deeper, a little bit stronger. A sense of drawing prana, life force, energy back into the body again. A wriggle and a stretch. When you're ready, you can take your arms over behind your head, lengthen out, nice little yawn. Smiling to stretch the muscles of your face, and then curl up into a little ball and just roll onto your right hand side. And we'll close the practice in a seated position. So just sitting nice and tall. You can bring your hands together at your heart space. Relax your shoulders. And we'll just take a nice deep breath in, reach the arms up above the head, the hands touch overhead, and as you exhale, bring your hands down the midline of your body. Breathing in, the arms float up again. As you breathe out, bring the hands down. It's like a wave of calm coming down over the body. Last time, inhale, the arms float up. And this time, as you bring the hands down, just touching the hands to the forehead and to the heart. A little bow to seal the practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'm going to come and unmute